Thanks for joining us for another Tantrum House crowdfunding conniption. Today we'll be looking at 2 new games that are coming to Kickstarter soon from AEG.
And as always, before we jump in, we want to make you aware that our crowdfunded videos are sponsored in part by our own Kickstarter backers, as well as by the creators of this game. Thanks for joining us in Tantrum House Studio 3. I'm Will Meadows.
And I'm Sara Meadows. And today we're looking at 2 games AEG is bringing to Kickstarter soon, Point City and Deep Dive. Let's first take a look at Point City from Flatout Games. It's from the team including Molly Johnson, Robert Melvin, and Sean Sankiewicz.
Point City is a 1 to 4 player tableau building game where players are drafting cards to gain resources that they will spend to construct buildings, and of course, the player with the most points will win.
To set up the game, you'll construct the deck for your player count with piles of level 1, 2, and 3 cards.
You'll then lay out a grid of cards and put the civic tokens nearby.
Give everyone an ingenuity card, and then you're ready to begin.
On your turn, you will have the option to first flip a card over if a row or column is all resources. Then you'll either draw 2 resource cards off the draw pile, or you'll take 2 adjacent cards from anywhere in the grid.
If one or both cards is a building, you must pay for them using your resources.
Cards from the grid are replaced by placing the opposite of what was originally there, so the resource card I just drew would be replaced with a building and vice versa.
Buildings feature bonuses like permanent resources, victory points, and civic buildings.
These let you collect a token for additional in-game scoring.
Once the draw pile is gone, points are tallied, and the player with the most points wins.
The other game that we're going to be looking at today is also on the same Kickstarter campaign, and it is called Deep Dive.
This is a push your luck set collection game for 1 to 6 players.
To set up Deep Dive, place the number of tokens out for your player count in sections from level 1 depth to level 4.
On their turn, players will dive down with one of their penguins and flip over a tile.
If a fish or rock is revealed, they may choose to stop, resurface, and keep the tile.
If a predator is revealed, the penguin is trapped and its turn is over.
If a bubble tile is flipped, or if they don't want the fish or rock, they must keep diving.
Rocks allow you to dive straight down to any depth, allowing you to gain more valuable fish.
Any fish gained will go in a grid of matching colored fish. Each completed set of pink, green, and yellow will score full points, and partial sets will be worth half the points.
If a player has all 3 penguins trapped, they must retreat back to the surface, but they do get to keep 1 fish tile from a level where they have a penguin.
The game end is triggered when all of the tiles are revealed in one level. Once play finishes, points are tallied, and the player with the best fish wins. Now, both of these games are going to be available on the same Kickstarter campaign, so if you're interested in one or the other, or both, I'm sure you can find them all there. Let me take just a second to talk about Point City. This is a 1 to 4 player tableau building game. It is the sequel, basically, to Point Salad, so it features that same fun artwork style, and maybe some of the same mechanics. In this one, you are going to be collecting resource cards that you're going to be using to buy buildings. The buildings that you buy and put into your city are going to give you permanent resources, so that you're able to buy bigger and more expensive buildings. You're going to be trying to collect, obviously, victory points. There are some tokens in the game as well that will give you points for maybe set collection or for having a majority of these types of things. But you're basically trying to just build out the best city with the most points in it so that you can prove that you're the best city planner. That's Point City.
Yep, Deep Dive is a family weight tile laying game, or not set collection game, and you will be having a little bit of pressure luck and deciding how deep you want to go and send your penguin down into the depths of the ocean to get the best fish. The bigger fish are further down, and so you will encounter predators along the way, so hopefully you can miss some of those as you dive down. And then if you do hit the predators, you'll just spend a turn to take your penguins back up to the surface, but you do get to collect something. So if you did end up going far down to the depths, you will be able to at least get a fish, even though all of the other turns you have missed. So this one has an interesting set collection mechanic at the end. So depending on what you've picked up along the way, hopefully you can score lots of points for what you've collected.
Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments. And then as always, thank you guys so much for tuning in, following along, and liking our videos here at Tantrum House. Point City. This is a 1 to 4 player tableau building game. Is it tableau?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I should finish a complete thought. So you'll be able to back one or the other or both. Point Salad is the sequel, I guess, to Point... Did I say Point Salad?
Mm-hmm.
Did say Point Salad. Give you non-deletable... Is that a word?
Permanent resources.
Permanent is a good word.
Yeah.